In this video, you're going to learn how to hip hinge like a real winner, so pay attention. So the first thing you want to think about when hip hinging is maintain good posture, that is, an elongated spine. For if you move your back, you're at risk of hurting. Number two is I like to think that I'm driving my hips backwards while I bend my knees. So here I am going through a nice hip hinging motion. Notice I'm bending my knees, but I'm not taking them too far forward. For if I take my knees forward in order to get lower, that's where I end up rounding my back and then extending my back. There, I'm moving my back, so I'm at risk of hurting it. I'm not bending my knees, for if I do this, this is definitely going to put strain on your back. So you don't want to do that either. So we want to bend the knees without taking them excessively forward. Often when people do this, they have the tendency of losing their balance a little bit. Okay, their toes will flare up. They feel like they're about to fall backwards. If that's you, just thinking about keeping pressure in your toes, and that's really done by bending forward a little bit more. When you do this exercise, or this motion I should say, we never want to overextend. All right, so again, it's so important that we keep that good posture with the core somewhat engaged. You can think that you're deferentially bowing forward. Often I tell my patients to think, "Sir." Yeah, it works, believe me. All right, so that is how to hip hinge. So here I am about to lift up this tent, and I want to show you a good hip hinging motion in action. So first things first, whenever I pick up anything, I want to get as close to the object as possible so that it reduces torque on my body. I would never want to try lifting this up from here. That generates too much torque. So I'm going to get nice and close to it. Next, staying in good posture, I'll drive my buttocks backwards while I bend my knees. You can see here my knees are bent, my butt is way back, my spine is nice and straight. From here, I'll just bring my hips forward. I've lifted it up nicely through a nice hip hinging motion. If I were to put it down, I would do the same motion again. And that's nice and safe on my back because I didn't move my back. Here I am at the end of the day picking up the tent stakes. So these aren't too heavy, but it's very important that every time we bend correctly. I wouldn't want to bend forward like this with straight knees and a rounded back, nor would I want to round my back like so. So even though I'm picking up something light, I still want to use good mechanics, going through a nice hip hinge. Again, I get nice to whatever it is I'm picking up. Notice my spine is straight, my butt is back, my knees are bent, and then I just stand up straight. So every time you bend, we want to see that good hip hinge.